Okay guys, I'm gonna give you 5 tips on creating the waves that you are looking to achieve. Now, I want to preface this video by saying this is not a curly hair video. This is a wave that we're creating with a hot tool. If you'd like to see a curly hair video, leave a comment below. I'd love to show you that as well. So the first tip in creating waves that will last is choosing the right tool. There are 3 common tools used when creating waves or curls, like the ones you see here on me today. And those 3 common tools are, of course, a curling iron, a flat iron, and a curling wand. Now, if you're new to hairstyling, you might be thinking, well, what's the difference and why would I use each one? So I'm gonna really quickly bounce through these. The curls that I am wearing today, I achieved with this 1 1/4 barrel Hot Tools iron. It's my favorite iron. It gets up to 430 degrees. It's awesome. I was a hairstylist for 13 years, so I've tried them all, and this is by far one of my favorites. The reason I like it is because I am naturally curly, so I like a traditional iron like that, because I like to take the hair and smooth it out to get rid of any frizz or fuzz before I slowly suck the ends up. So if you're crazy thick hair or naturally more frizz prone, I would suggest using a traditional curling iron, the clamp on it, because the clamp is gonna smooth down that hair for you and create less frizz, and it's also gonna be able to be held there longer so that you're gonna get a lot of longevity out of those curls. If your hair is naturally straight, then I recommend going in with an iron or a wand. Now these are definitely your preference. They will create different waves. The flat iron creates more of a smooth at the top look with a wave at the bottom. So again, it's really polished. It gets extremely hot. This is a youth smooth iron and it gets up to 450. So you obviously want to adjust that temperature. When you buy the irons, there's a little gauge that tells you if you're fine textured, you know, coarse, medium, where to put the iron. But with the flat iron, you're gonna take it and you're gonna smooth it out at the top, and then you're gonna switch hands and grab the bottom and slowly bend around. Now again, these irons aren't on, and I definitely recommend, especially as you're learning how to do the waves, to practice with them cool. Because when they're cranked up, you do not wanna be, you know, fumbling around and letting that iron sit on your fragile hair. The wand isn't gonna do as much smoothing. So this is more just gonna put a nice wave in your hair, especially if you're naturally smooth and naturally straight, then I think a curling wand is a great option. You can use them a couple different ways. You can hold them up like this and wrap the hair around, or if you feel more comfortable, you can come down below and wrap the hair around. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. It's very easy to use, but again, if you are naturally more frizz prone, I don't think the wand is gonna give you the smooth results that you're looking for. Second tip is to prep the hair. Your hair needs to be 100% dry. Do not rush through this step. If you're hearing any kind of a sizzle or a crackling noise when you put that iron on, that means you still have moisture in your hair and you need to get that blow dryer back out. Protecting the hair, especially long hair. Long hair is so fragile. I mean, it takes a long time to get your hair this long, and so these ends they've seen some stuff, okay? So you want to protect them. So I put on a heat protectant when it's wet, and then I also do a spray when it's dry before I go in with the iron. I definitely recommend putting a product in between your hair and the iron. It's going to protect your hair. It's going to keep it from getting burnt or more damaged from the iron. My third tip in creating waves that last is for you to choose the right size. Now the size of the iron, obviously, if you're using a flat iron, they do make mini flat irons. So if you have super short hair, you could go a little skinnier with the plate. The wands come in different sizes and the curling irons come in different sizes. Now it's not just about your hair length. For example, my hair is, oh, you know, you can kind of see it on the camera, but it's pretty long. And I use a 1 1/4 inch iron. And I'm actually gonna do a tutorial at the end of this video to show you how I achieve this look. But the reason I go a little smaller with my iron and I still get pretty big waves is because my hair is so heavy and thick that it's gonna pull those curls out. So I need to go down a size in order to get the couple days worth of wear that I wanna get out of the iron. So that's something to keep in mind. The density of your hair matters. Also, taking smaller sections is gonna help you to not have to re-curl pieces and to get you those days of wear. I'm lazy, I wanna put in the work the first day, I make it look awesome, and then I don't wanna mess with it for the next couple days. So if that's something that you're trying to achieve, then you know, picking the right size is gonna help you to get the length out of that look. The fourth tip in getting the waves to last is the temperature. Now I touched on this when I was talking about each tool. You need to make sure that the iron is hot enough to create the wave. I feel like this goes one or two ways. Either you're going nuts and you have it cranked up and it's frying your hair. So if you feel like your hair isn't growing, but you're getting regrowth, that means you're breaking it off at the ends. And that's happening usually one or two ways. The first way is it's a chemical issue, meaning maybe you're having it colored a lot and it's getting damaged from the color or perming. Or number two, you have your irons just way too hot. And actually the third reason is I have had clients that I look at their tools and their tools are so coated with hairspray and other product buildup that it's actually causing the hair to stick in places and it's burning those little chunks of hair. So if your iron isn't nice and clean and smooth, then it might be time to get a new one. Or otherwise you can buy some iron cleaner from like Walmart or Amazon and you can clean your iron that way. But I will say if you're using good products, because I use a lot of products, and my irons do not build up because my products don't build up. They're not filled with, usually it's the products with waxes and other fillers that are gonna cause buildup on your irons. So make sure there's no buildup in the way and make sure that you have the adequate temperature. A way to test this is you're not gonna hear any sizzle, you're not gonna smell any burning hair, but also once you have it in the hair, especially like a traditional iron, you should have to hold it there for at least 5 to 7 seconds. If it's less than that, you have it too hot. Also, when you're adjusting the temperature, you want to be sure that you're moving quickly. That's why I say to practice, because if you're fumbling trying to get your curling iron hands going and you haven't got your sea legs yet, that's going to cause damage to your hair. So practice, get into the rhythm, and then turn it up and get going. Fifth and final tip to create waves that last are keep your hands out of your hair. So once you section the hair, which again, I'm going to show you at the end of this video a little hair tutorial, but once you've sectioned the hair, and you take the time to curl it, do not touch that section. Move to the next section. The reason is you want to give that curl time to cool off. You'll see hairstylists, they'll do a blowout with rollers and they put them in and they allow them to cool. Or they'll curl your hair and they'll allow them to cool. If you curl that hair and while it's still warm, start combing it out and raking it out with your fingers or with a brush, it's not gonna last. It's gonna pull the wave out too much. Say you get done and you're like, okay, I have a little bit too much sausage rolls going on. I want it to be more of a wave. After the hair is cooled, then you can go in with a brush or a wide tooth comb or even your fingers and just kind of break up those waves. But it's important to keep your hands out of it until it's cool. I'm gonna show you a quick tutorial of me curling my own hair. Again, I have coarse, naturally curly, frizzy hair, so this is how I achieve this look. If you have a different hair type and you'd like me to do a tutorial on that look, please leave a comment below. If you like videos like this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks, bye. To get kind of middle of the road waves, a 1 1/4 hot tools iron, I love it. I like a bigger wave, but I have really heavy hair, so even though this curling iron doesn't look that big, it really, since my hair is long, the weight's gonna pull the waves out. So if you have really, really long, heavy hair and you're having a hard time getting curls to hold, it might be time to go down an iron and also take smaller pieces. While the curling iron's heating up, I'm gonna go in with a flexible hold hairspray. Now I like to use really touchable, flexible, soft products because again, I want to be able to restyle this for the next few days. Now this is from Onesta. This is Flex, but I'm going to go through while the iron's heating up and I'm going to spray my hair in layers and then brush it out so that it's ready to be curled. So I'm going to start at the top. Make sure you get those ends really good. And then I usually just break it into chunks. I don't even use a clip for this part. You can, but I just kind of do that. While the iron's heating up, I'm gonna go ahead and part my hair and brush it out. Because I wanna be able to work quickly once I'm going with the iron. I also wanna make sure that hairspray is distributed. And you don't wanna be brushing your hair out as you're curling because you don't want that iron to stop anywhere and hang out because it's a hot, hot tool and you don't, the longer it sets on, especially on the ends of your hair, it's gonna cause damage. So I want to be able to move quickly. And I'm going to take it in sections. So I'm going to start right below my ears and then I'm just going to speed through this. I might talk you through the first layer, but then I'm going to speed you through the rest. I work side to side. So there we go. Making sure it's good. Again, this might feel like, oh gosh, this is tedious, but remember, I'm not going to be doing my hair for the next few days. So I want to take the time. Now, depending on the thickness of your hair, I'm going to take about, 1.5 inch section. And as you can see, since my hair is naturally frizzy, I like to go pull it once through the iron and then slowly suck the ends up. Because I want it to sit in that, I want those ends to sit in that iron for the least amount of time possible. So I'm smoothing it down once, starting at the top, and I'm slowly See that tail sticking out? Slowly opening that prong and sucking those ends in. Now some people I've watched, they'll go all the way to the end and roll up. Well, now the whole time this thing is sitting, those ends are just in there just getting crispy. And they're already, you know, more fragile. So we really want to love on them as much as possible, especially if you're trying to get your hair long or to grow longer. And then I keep it in long enough to where then I can set my fingers down here and I get like 1 to 2 seconds and it's too hot. And then I let it out. And I don't touch these curls. You need to let these curls cool in the shape that they're in. And then I go to the other side and I always go away from my face. Again, that's a personal preference and depending on how you want the waves to look with your face or around your face, but I like them to move away from my face. Don't rush this part either. Like some people rush through this. But I want to show you. So when you're curling your hair, if you lean over to the side, you'll see, let me stand up here. Hello. You'll see straight pieces will fall down. Now I didn't miss any, so I don't have any, but if I did, you'd see it sticking out here. You can pick it up easily, identify it, and curl it. That's a good little trick to see if you missed a spot. I'm gonna let these curls cool. I'm gonna let the dogs out because they're needy, like their mom. I'll be right back. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like videos like this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a video with me again. Thanks, bye.